to unify systems for your office, or if you're just starting your practice, this video is for you. So the first thing that you will notice is this blue sidebar on the left of the screen that has a number of icons here. Expand this sidebar by clicking here, and that's going to give you your navigation menu. You'll see there's 3 sections here. You have a project section, then you have an operation section, and then you have a settings section. The project section contains everything, of course, that is related to your projects, right? The operation section contains everything that is related to running your office. And then the settings are global settings for the template so that you can adjust it to suit your own practice needs. Let's take a look at the project section of the template. And this section has some core functionality, which is captured in the following tabs: in the deals, projects, milestones, and deliverables. Let's start with the deals tab. And in here, you're going to see 4 tables. We have deals by default. So again, this is where every opportunity that comes into the office gets registered in the system. And this is where we manage our business development efforts. If a new deal comes in, we add it through the form. And then we can keep control of our ongoing deals through these tables. This one is organizing by year. We can filter by stage, or we can filter by any of these other attributes. We have another view here, which by default is displaying information organized by stage. Then we have a proposals table. And this is a special table. There's a lot of information inside here. It doesn't look like it, but this is how we turn a deal into a project, into an active project. There's a lot of information that we can customize in the proposals. I'm going to take a quick peek here. So to look at the proposals, we're going to go inside the record, and we're going to use this little window here that we discussed before. So I'm going to click here, and this is going to open an interface that we use mainly for proposals. So this is how we structure the projects. What you see here now is the final result after creating a proposal. And it's going to display some general project information, including fee, start date, and duration. It's going to have a project description. This, we want to make it as detailed as possible. We're going to have milestones. We're going to have key dates. We're going to have meetings. We're going to have a payment schedule. And then you also have a complete scope of work outlined here for your client. This is the final version. So when you create a proposal, this is the output of that proposal. While the proposal creation process allows you to really customize and fine-tune the project requirements, the creation process is fairly simple. I'm not going to go through it in this video, but I'm just going to give you a summary of this. You have to choose 3 things. You have to choose the start date, you have to choose a proposal fee, and then you have to choose the scope. And that scope is going to come from our project templates, which live over here. And the goal here is that when you create those project templates, they are as detailed as possible so that when you create the project, you have the least amount of customization to do. That you can adjust timeline, you can adjust fees, you can adjust duration of milestones, but the scope of work is already set up for you. That being said, let's keep going through our system. The next table is payment information. Essentially what it is a payment link in Stripe. So we can take a look at it here. You can send this invoice to your clients in different ways, but essentially they have a link for their project and they can pay you with Stripe without you having to leave Airtable. So when we step in the projects table, we're going to see 4 different pages. The first one shows general information about the projects. And this table allows you to open each record similar to the proposals table. So if I step over here, we're going to also go to this view. So you can take a look at the overall project scope at a glance in one single place. There's also an accounting view for projects, which is over here, projects accounting. And this is going to give you a high level overview of the financial status of each project. So this is going to display your design fee, % complete, earned amounts, hourly amounts, discounts, earned after discounts, project expenses, additional services, invoiced amounts, paid amounts, amounts due, amounts overdue, and backlog, which are fees that you have not yet earned. We also have a project schedule. This allows us to have a very condensed view of the schedule. This is all generated from that proposal. So once you finish the proposal, this is ready for you. So we also have contracts. Open up here, and you're going to see the language of the contract that was accepted. So to go to our milestones, we're going to go here to this tab. And it's going to open up 2 pages. One is our default page, and the other one is for phase scope. We'll take a look at this in a second. Let's expand here. So milestones is where we manage the project at a high level. This is where we control fee, scope, and timeline. So for deliverables, let's head over to the tab here marked as 130 deliverables, and we're going to open this, and we're going to see 6 different views for deliverables. The first one, which is the default view, is organized by milestone. All these deliverables, they come from the project template, and they have predetermined due dates. The due dates are relative to the milestone duration. So if you change the duration of the milestones, the due dates for these deliverables are going to change. So to mark deliverables as complete, you mark them here. And this does 2 things. You'll see here the milestone % complete is adjusted. I can keep doing this here. And now this % complete is also going to be adjusted. If I go to the milestones table, this project is on milestone number 7. And you'll now see that interiors is in progress, it's 38% complete, and you have earned fees of 5,394. So we have other views for tasks. A very useful one is deliverables by project. And this, you can also filter by due, which is very helpful. And you can see which ones are due this week, last week, or next week, for example. Once you have this, you can also filter by lead. And any given person in the office is going to be able to quickly take a look at what they need to work on this week. Then we have deliverables by invoice. And to explain deliverables by invoice, let me go to the accounting view of this. So you'll see here that each one of these deliverables has a value. So it has a planned fee, it has an earned fee. It's going to show you the hours that you had planned for that task and the hours logged against that task, the cost of the work, and the profit to date. So if you go here to see deliverables by invoice, this is going to be filtering every task based on their planned invoice date. So the first page, which is the default, is arranging invoices by project. Well, the next one is invoices by status. And this is going to be grouped, of course, by status. This is essentially a catalog of documents that are related to each project. There is one single point of intake, which is this form over here. So if you need to add a file, you can add it through here. You can select your project. So you could filter here by project. So let's say Ravenna Park Home, and you could filter here by tags. And then you have every file that is related to the permit submission. And then we have project templates as well. And these are, of course, the lifeblood of this system, because we create a template and then we can use it and reuse it many times to create our projects. So we have different project types. If you want to add a new project type, you can just choose this one and replicate. And that's going to create a copy here. And you'll see here, there's creating the milestones. And now it's going to be creating the deliverables. It's going to take a couple minutes. And then we're going to go to our milestones. Once you assign all these attributes, you move on to the deliverables template. Here's where you make sure each of the milestones has the deliverables that you need. Hold some information. It has a deals dashboard. It has a projects dashboard. It has a financial dashboard with income and expenses and annual budgets. It has a sales dashboard, my favorite. And over here we have this number, which is the sales pace. And this is going to tell you if the number is above 1, if you're ahead of schedule in your sales, or if it's below 1, that means that you're falling behind. Then we have a deliverables dashboard. And then we have a timeline. And this is a little bit different from the project schedule. Of course, is your team in the office. Then we have a payroll plan, and this is very valuable data. So once you have this and you have also created a profit plan, you're going to have all the information that you need. You have direct labor, indirect labor, you have your profit target, you have break-even rate, break-even cost, overhead rate, billable hours, realizable revenue, realizable profit, realized revenue, and then you have revenue progress for the office and also for each one of your team members, calendar progress, and then revenue pace, how efficient they are in achieving their revenue target. Are they ahead of schedule or are they behind? We can see all the years for payroll. So here there's an ID, a payroll ID. So Zoe for 2024 is different from Zoe for 2025, but they're both linked to the same staff member. You have the annual budget is going to look like this. Now we have a profit plan, and then this is pretty straightforward. You have number of people that you're working with. You have annual salary expense, direct and indirect labor, payroll expenses. You have operating expenses, in total indirect expenses, break-even costs, profit target, revenue target, net profit target, overhead rate, break-even rate, and billing multiplier. And you can see here, you can compare year over year. Then you have your payroll plan, which is a duplicate of what we have in the staff, just for convenience to have it over here. And then you have your revenue projection, which is all the projects that you have under contract that is going to tell you how much you're going to be invoicing for each one of these projects every month. So let's now take a look at our transactions. And the first table in the transactions tab is the actual transactions table. And this is the table that we use to keep track of and to make payments for every expense in the office.